Okay, so welcome everyone to the 14th session of Dreamscape. After what 2-3 weeks of brief hiatus. Yeah. So uh, I will not blame anyone for if they don't remember what the fuck happened last session, but for oh Jesus. Thank you for the sub, Carmine. Who are those who's that inspo going to? But that being said, because of how long it's been since we got in, instead of +2, this is going to be worth +4 inspiration.
Oh.
Who can do the last session's recap, and can they name the 4 champions?
The 4 champions?
Mm-hmm.
You mean the ones that are posted in the Roll20 chat?
Are they on there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind. Ah. Damn you all.
Listen.
Well, I can recap last session. I went on a date and it was a real bad time. That's basically the session.
Hey, hey.
That was the
Excuse
majority
you.
of the session.
That was the majority.
Yeah, Liliana went on the world's worst first date because
It wasn't a date.
some six drinks in, we learned in the worst of ways that it was not actually a date, and in fact, I was out to lunch with a friend as her wife showed up midway through.
Couldn't even be sober when she found that out.
I was drunk off my ass at that point. I was taken back to Anita's wife's jewelry shop, and my gold jewelry that my queen bestowed upon me was actually removed and replaced with some beautiful silver jewelry.
That's worked well for you.
Yeah, the thought had occurred to me, but Liliana's drunk. It has not yet occurred to her. Afterwards, Oscar continued trying to find more information on the city that we're going to next, which we learned is based on comic books, and we're all looking forward to what that's going to mean for us. We also learned the 4 prior champions of of my queen, whose name is actually, I want to say Ben Sozia, but that was the other game. Xinivrae. Yep. Her 4 prior champions were Elenial the Pure, Valus the Genteel, Sundu the Bright, and Kermil the Chaste. None of us are.
Sundu just did the
So a liar, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Kermil the Noted Liar. So after that, we were recalled very quickly to the castle where we met with Pana, who did not seem to be doing too well, as she had just expended a great deal of energy. And the reason for that is because she had called 2 new Dreamweavers to the Dreamscape. So we all followed Wenka out to the tree where we were able to meet Syn, a fallen Asamar who is very broody, to the surprise of no one. And
the funny thing is, she's not actually a fallen ASMR.
Okay. Sorry. She looks like one. Just an ASMR. And Ryella, who is kind of the opposite and seems pretty excited to be here.
An Eldrin.
Whoops, hold on.
And she is an Eldrin, yes.
Change her fucking token on the damn
Oh, yeah.
thing.
She can get her token updated now. We accompanied them back to Pana so that they could get their orientation, and Oscar, Alexandra, and Liliana kind of stood back and just kind of poked fun at the whole process because, well, we were going through it ourselves not so long ago. Ryella and Syn had to deal with the consequences of potentially dying here and learning that it can be very dangerous here in the Dreamscape, but both of them ultimately did agree, rather than be sent back to the waking realm right now, that it was better to stay here in the Dreamscape. And then we all went back to the tavern. And
Yeah.
Liliana collapsed because she was drunk. Really drunk.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's where we left off.
Awesome. Okay, so take your +2 inspiration, and I'll give you No, +3 inspiration, and I'll give you one more if you can tell me what those 4 champions have in common. There was one.
They're all
there was
liars.
One, there was one thing that was mentioned that they all had in common.
I think each of them, well, each of them obviously fought for Xinivrae, but each of them tried to start a cult, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I don't remember them.
They all died.
Nope.
Well, they did all die.
As far as you know,
Yeah, they all potentially died. I don't remember.
they each of them had the self same whip that.
Oh, that's right. They all
Liliana
have
has.
the Maiden's Lament.
Presumably given to them by the queen herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know.
As you
Sure,
do.
it's gonna be great.
All right, so, you all go back to the tavern, and for Syn and Ryella, it's kind of like a weird concept to be like dreaming, but still being able to go to sleep in a dream.
Mhm.
Like, you know, it's a dream.
Mhm.
You don't have to go to sleep when you're in a dream. But as Liliana, Oscar, and Alexandra go to their respective rooms, you have been furnished with your own rooms as well. The situation has been explained, and you both have your own individual rooms within that tavern. Fully fully furnished. You have a decent bed. You have a nightstand, a rack to put up your coat, your cloak, or what have you. You have a table and a chair next to it. Has a window, which it's kind of like one panel is open, presumably to just let the air circulate within it, and on the nightstand there's the nightstand, the table, and on either side of the walls there's candlelight, just giving a general homely ambience to the room.
I have a question. Are
Yes.
these the old Dreamweavers rooms?
No, they don't have they it's just like when you go into like a hotel room, it just looks like that.
Mhm.
Like,
Okay.
you know, people have stayed here, but as far as you're aware, there's no there are no personal belongings to really tell you who stayed here.
That's
If
good.
even.
I didn't want to find the dirty comic book somewhere.
Yeah, you don't want to give Amir's room.
Exactly. Exactly. So I was thinking. Cool. Well, Riel certainly is looking around in the room with kind of trying to process this a bit. And then we'll look out in the hallway to see if anyone else is in the hallway.
Yeah, you just see patrons milling about. You see some of them leaving rooms. There's a couple. There's a half orc getting dragged into one room, and you hear like a door getting slammed and giggles happening.
Good for them.
There's one that that's being carried into his room, just being supported, much like how you found Liliana.
Oh, right.
Just mumbling incoherently, and his friend is just like nodding along and just going like, yeah, I know, let's get you to bed. We don't want an incident again, all right? This is not gonna be this third night in the row. And he's just like, back in my day, can drink all you fuckers under the table. And yeah, it's just really strong. And they just go past you. You see you see a couple of housekeepers just making sure, you know, like they're trailing behind him with a bucket just in case.
Oh.
And actually, would Alexandra be out there, or would she immediately just like go into her?
Oh no, that's not my problem.
Okay.
I see. I see. It's just college all over again. All right. Huh, dorm rooms are the same here in the dream world. That's good to know, I guess.
Yeah, and like being a tavern, you hear like on the floor below the muffled the muffled sounds of merriment. There's distant talking. There's every once in a while you'll hear like hey for some reason, and just it's just like a typical night in the inn.
Okay. Well, I don't see any, I guess, of the people that I was with. Am I feeling sleepy or am I feeling awake?
Yeah, you're actually like, despite the fact that you just quite literally woke up under a tree, you are starting to feel fatigued. Like you feel like your body just feeling sluggish. It's not moving in a way you're accustomed to, and you're not sure if that's because of the exhaustion you're feeling or the fact that it's quite literally a different body that you're inhabiting right now.
Got it. Okay. Is there
Yeah.
anybody? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Syn is going to decide dealing with this all is a problem for future Syn and go to bed.
Okay. Riel's gonna see if anybody that she knows is outside. Assuming everyone just went in their rooms. She realized she didn't ask everybody's room numbers.
Yeah, everyone just like immediately went into their rooms.
I presume Liliana was taken to her room. And
Liliana was definitely taken to her room. Yes.
Okay, I guess I know where you're at. But all right. Well, Riel will just kind of shrug at this and decide to see what it's like to sleep in a dream world.
All right. And as you fall into the surprisingly comfortable covers and very very fluffy pillows for an establishment that just has like distant thumping that you're not gonna try and think too much about as to what that source is.
Fair enough.
You just close your eyes and just you feel the you just feel like that exhaustion that you've been feeling since you got here just like melt away. And for Syn and Ryella, I would like both of you to roll a d20 for me.
Okay. First roll with the new dice.
15.
16.
Nice. All right, so Ryella.
Yes.
Hold on. Where is my thing? And I am sorry in advance. What?
Kaylee's giving me that buckle up look. I don't know why.
I don't know what
I don't know.
She gave you that look.
As a dream veteran.
I think she's ready to come over here and comfort me like I did for her that one time. That's my guess.
Yeah, she's right. You best buckle up. All right. So, you open your eyes. After you just feel the you just let your body just like sink into the comfy covers, the fluffy pillows, and letting the night breeze just like gently caress your cheek. You open your eyes and you're greeted by the gentle warmth of the morning sun that caresses your cheek. The breeze sends a small chill through your body, though you welcome it regardless. You raise your head and watch a flock of birds touch down and send ripples across the lake's surface. and for a few moments you watch them glide circles and send more ripples across the water. The breeze rustles the branches of the mighty oak tree settled by the water's edge, and you take this moment to scan the gathering around you. On your left, you see your family focused on some individual speaking in front of the gathering. Your mother's gnarled hands clasped around a pendant that bears a symbol of an ornate sun in the center. You see her finger brush against each of the motifs surrounding the sun, separated by 4 long diagonal rays emanating from it. The image of a budding plant to symbolize life's natural course. Following it, the pattern of waves to represent the water that nourishes all of existence. The emblem of a gust of wind to show the invisible yet ever-present force amongst entities, and the sign of an ember of flame to represent the warmth of life. You know this symbol very well.
Mm-hmm.
It is the symbol of the Exalted One.
Indeed.
Around her shoulder you see your father's arm, a sturdy and steady figure, both in stature and demeanor, and you see the glint of the self-same crest from the ring on his pinky. You see your older and younger sister seated next to him, the elder wearing a modest cream-colored sundress and a green shawl, while the younger is a picture of the exuberant energy she emits. Quite literally, amongst your family, she is the most energetic one, despite the fact that most, including you, have some form of covering to shield yourselves from the chill of the morning breeze. She seems to be the only one you can see attending who is wearing shorts and a short-sleeved patterned blouse, which can't be, you can't imagine that to be quite warm, but she seems to not be bothered by it. The voice of the figure in the front of the crowd brings your thoughts back, and you focus your attention towards the Exalted Mother. Upon her head of wispy ghost white hair lies a crown of flowers, tiny blooms extending from and intertwining throughout her shoulder-length hair. Her eyes are a vibrant green, soft in its gaze as she spreads her arms, and her outfit evokes the image of a regal white bird with golden wings about to take flight. My brothers and sisters, we gather this morning to relish in the sublime gifts bestowed upon us. The path to understanding lies within the bounties of nature, of grace provided to us by the Exalted One. We give thanks for the transcendent beauty of light, of the gentle caress of the morning breeze, and the soothing embrace of the shroud of a starlit night. Join me as we give thanks to the Exalted One for another wonderful day they have deemed us worthy of, and that we may remember to give back, so those who will come after us can rejoice in the gifts of the Exalted One, just as those who came before toiled to provide to us now. Let us raise our hearts, our voice, our song, and be at peace knowing you are loved.
If they're doing any kind of like speak back as part of the ritual or anything, Ryella will follow kind of almost automatically.
Yeah, so when she says raise our hearts, our voice, our song, you see a few people you see your mother stop grasping at her pendant and ready herself to raise her arms. And as you raise yours, you hear a commotion in the back as another crowd approaches with their arms raised like those gathered underneath the oak tree. The one leading the pack is the spitting image of the Exalted Mother, though their clothing consists of more earth tones, hues of muted browns that intermingle in spots of white, and the array of people they lead behind them part the crowd gathered like the Red Sea. The Exalted Mother stops speaking and walks to meet them, and you feel your mother's hand on your shoulder. Let's let the Exalted Mother handle this, you hear her say.
Yes, Mother.
And she turns back to the spot vacated by the Exalted Mother and raises her arms as if nothing had been interrupted. You, on the other hand, watch as the Exalted Mother moves her arms back, head held high as she comes face to face with the leader of the arriving group. They bow their heads towards her and say, "A venerable morning to you, my sister," you hear them say. Though, you see they're not able to continue, as the Exalted Mother seems to have cut them off. "And a venerable morning to you, my sister." You see the leader's expression transition from warmth to that of a sadness, though they collect themselves to meet the Exalted Mother's hardened expression with a small smile, one that you know all too well, one that is a very difficult one to muster. A very polite smile. Yes, forgive our tardiness, to the morning sermon, dearest sister. It seems we were unaware that the time and location had changed for today. I see we have at least made it just in time to share in the Exalted One's gifts with you all. And if it's all the same, we can sit here in the back so as not to disturb the rest of the sermon. We wouldn't want to make trouble for our fellow brothers and sisters. So, Ryella,
Mm-hmm.
how would you describe how you're feeling about this not necessarily confrontation, but this very awkward situation that's going on right now?
Before I answer that, do I know about the anything about this other group? Like, do I know who they are?
Yes. So, you know these people to be Exalted Ones as well, worshippers like yourself, but this group consists of people who have been ostracized, for lack of better words, from your community.
Mm-hmm.
They still stay within the community, stay still with within their families, but as far as socializing with them goes, that's kind of an unspoken taboo amongst your group.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not family, basically, don't talk to them.
Right. So, Riel just has this pit in her stomach. That kind of anxiety of seeing people angry and not sure what to do with that. She tries to keep her eyes forward, but steals looks kind of over her shoulder, regretting it every single time she does because of just how much anxiety that radiates off of that confrontation.
Mm-hmm. The other more personal information that you know of this group is the fact that you do know people who used to be basically like pillars of the communities, but their outspokenness about their newly discovered identities, their truths about themselves that they've arrived at, they've suffered for it. Not in the physical sense, but they basically been left out of gatherings, of sermons like these. So this whole situation is not a new thing, but it's, for you at the very least, it's way too early in the morning for this to be happening already.
Right. And she definitely doesn't want to look at them for too long because she doesn't want her mother asking questions as to why she keeps looking back.
there is that seed of doubt. Well, not seed of doubt, but that curiosity. That that as a bystander you're afforded to, because you see that other people have also been stealing glances at this situation that's unfolding. And much like them, you've known the Exalted Mother to be a gentle person, one who wouldn't hesitate to help someone struggling within your community. You've seen her calm angry people enough that, they share laughs within the same hour of whatever disagreement they were having. You've known she has offered her support to those struggling to make ends meet, and you've never really seen her accept any form of compensation for any of these acts. And instead she urges them to pass these onwards to just whoever needs help. Yet now this figure, this woman, is unrecognizable. This motherly figure isn't someone you know. This you see no trace of this matriarch to the hardened woman standing before these newcomers. Gone is the warmth you've been so accustomed to seeing in her eyes, replaced with a freezing glare that if you think that she would have directed it to you, probably would have made you rather uncomfortable. As this woman you've known this woman since your childhood, since you were first able to remember. She was there for moments in the community that celebrated the gifts of the Exalted One, celebrated new life, celebrated new milestones, marriages, that sort of thing. Always there to extend the blessing of the Exalted One to the community.
Getting uncomfortable.
And you see her straighten up a little bit more. You see her raise her head a bit more. And with a very cold voice, you hear her speak. You've already disturbed the proceedings, and I will only ask you once to vacate and take the rest of your party with you. And as she continues, she walks a circle around the figure that she was speaking to. You see, my dearest sister, the Exalted One's blessings are lost to those who would defy the natural order and taint the gifts readily given to those who would take it for granted. They know. You. And she stops in front of them and points an accusing finger at their face. You invite disaster amongst us. If you truly follow the Exalted One's teachings as you claim you do, you would turn back the way you came and leave us in peace. Return from whence you came, and maybe the Exalted One will turn a blind eye at your transgressions. For the sake of our community, be grateful this is all I request of you. And for a moment, silence.
Riella's just praying in her head that they just go away peacefully. This doesn't have to result in anything worse.
You see the smile all but vanish from the other party's faces. Whatever hope that they had of possibly, maybe, joining them, or at the very least be allowed to attend, vanish. Some of them rubbing their arms and avoiding the exalted mother's eyes, uncomfortable in meeting anyone's eyes, really. Others still hide their faces in their hands, but you can tell from the way their shoulders tremble. You can tell what's really happening. If you couldn't, well, the stifled sobs might give it away. Their leader, on the other hand, continues to stand tall and meets the exalted mother's eyes as much as they could, seemingly undeterred by the callousness they've been received with. They smile again and laugh. I'm no fool. And you see them nod. We see we are not welcomed amongst you at the moment, and far be it from me to cause a disturbance so early in the day. And as they say this, they turn to their group. The crowd that they brought. My apologies, my brothers and sisters, my friends. I've caused you and yours much distress. Know that you are just as valid to receive of the Exalted One's bounties, and you are loved beyond comparison. Come! We shall return and ensure our fellow brothers and sisters return to welcoming homes and tables served with sincerity, to family who loves them, regardless their faults. It is a rather chilly morning, and I think they would appreciate returning to something to help them receive some warmth. And at that, they turn. Some of them kind of grateful for the opportunity given to them by their by this figure. And as most of them have started walking away, the leader turns back to the Exalted Mother with a hardened expression of their own. But if it's not too much, and you see the smile that was on their face slowly gradually transition into a more serious look. I've asked you to refer to me as Brother Alan, my dear sister. The Exalted One deems it so. I'll see you back home.
Leaving a lurk. Have a good stream.
Oh, Jesus, sorry, hold on. I gotta... Oh my god, hello. Namu, aw, thank you. But before you go, who's that sub, going to? That's sub being, you get it. You can give an inspo to any of the players or me. And whoever needs it most, who has, how much inspo does everyone have?
I have a lot, so not me.
You have a lot.
I've got
I have
22.
my starting 20.
Yeah, I just have the starting 20.
Okay, 20.
I don't know how much me or Oscar have.
I know Oscar is like sub 5 at that point. I don't know how much you've used.
Neither do I. The number was too high. I lost track almost immediately.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Indeed.
Who has the least? Probably a tie between me, Alexandra, and Oscar. I have 5. Oscar has somewhere around that region, and we don't know about Alexandra, so.
It's either to the GM or Alexandra, I think.
Okay, Alexandra, you get an inspo.
Cool.
And I'll ask Carmine later on where their inspo is going. All right. Where was I?
Brother was walking away back home.
Right. I'll see you back home, and rest assured, you'll have a warm breakfast waiting for you when you return. May the Exalted One bestow happiness upon you today, Sister Helena. And as they turn to leave, a man from your gathering stands up, and much to, judging from his expression, his own surprise. He is just as surprised as everyone that he is standing up. Though his companions attempt to tug at his arm and urge him to sit back down, he shakes them off and approaches the departing group. Alan turns, and for a moment his stance stiffens, unsure of what to make of this rather imposing figure. The breeze that had been so welcoming not even a few moments ago now passes through the gathering, tension mounting as the man turns to the Exalted Mother and bows his head. I thank you for your wisdom for all these years, Exalted Mother. And he trails off, and silence stretches. Uncomfortably so. The people that were trying to ignore this now seem to be no longer hiding their interest in this developing situation. And everyone just has eyes on this man. Exalted Mother, I can't continue to lie to myself. And he turns his head towards the companions that were trying very hard to get him to sit back down. And they seem to have run after him at this point. They stop in their tracks as he turns to look at them, and much like pretty much everyone in the vicinity, await with bated breath. I think that the Exalted One would accept them as they are. Whether we used to know brothers as sisters, sisters as brothers, or even friends who don't fall within that spectrum, they're still the same people who we share the Exalted One's gifts with. And if no one, not even you, if no one thinks they're worthy of it, then... And he looks at everyone that was by the Exalted Mother's gathering, before he turns his head again to his companions. Then, and he takes a deep breath. Then you don't think that I, Sister Nora, nor my beloved Sister Meredith, she says as a woman with long brown hair breaks off from her companions and joins the woman at her side. Tears streaming from her face. Yet resolution now hardens the gaze, the look she gives the exalted mothers gathered. And you can tell that whatever apprehensions, whatever hesitations that this woman, Nora, was feeling, they're now gone because her beloved, despite knowing what this could do to both of them, you know that nothing would stop them at this very moment, at the very least. They seem invincible. You don't think that either of us would be worthy of the Exalted One's gifts either. And they both raise their arms. Fingers interlinked. And in an instant, chaos erupts. The crowd that was departing bursts into cheers and exclamations, calls of encouragement for the women's bravery, their actions, empowering them, while the Exalted Mothers group rise to their feet, some indignant, pleading with these women, some angry, shouting rather foul obscenities at them. And some others...
Sorry, go ahead.
Just... They're pleading with them, just going, no, it's fine, you're just confused. If we can talk about this, all right? Go ahead.
I look at how my parents are reacting.
So, you see your family amongst a different group. Eyes, usually so full of love, now filled with vehement disgust, directed at who you'd presume would be sisters Nora and Meredith. You see them silently distancing themselves from this disturbance, this altercation, this outbreak of heated emotions with seemingly disassociated unconcern. It's not their business, and for a moment, you meet your mother's gaze, and for a moment, the din of the clash that's happening right now dims down.
Gulp.
you feel your body instantly go cold. What should be a moment feels stretched to eternity. And you can feel your stomach drop out from under you as one dreadful thought now hits you. She knows.
There is a scream inside my head, but it's not out loud.
And you blink, and you see your family coming closer. And you realize you're the one walking towards them. You now look back at the two groups, one attempting to shield the two women from the oncoming onslaught of heated and rather venomous and vicious words that are being directed at them. You feel both of your sister's hands on your shoulders, the elder shielding both of you, and your younger sister from view. You quickly scan your mother's face now that you're closer, hoping against all hope that what you saw was just your imagination, that it was just your eyes playing tricks on you, because there's no way she could have known. There's just no way she could have known. I mean, you've been so careful. There's no way. How did she find out? And she meets your gaze, and you realize she's cupping your face as she looks at you with concern. You're not hurt, are you, my little blossom?
I'm fine. I'm
and
fine.
She's just frantically scanning your clothing, your hair, swiping at them as if trying to brush away a blight only her motherly eyes could see. You turn your gaze back to the lake, the morning sun now fully risen from the horizon, and watch the birds that you saw earlier take flight from the water surface, startled by the commotion happening by the lake's edge. For a moment, you hold in a sigh of relief, knowing that your secret continues to be safe for now. And you wake up.
Oh. Do I wake up in the
Wake
room,
up
I'm
in
guessing?
Dreamscape. Yep.
Okay. Okay. They said they were bad visions. They did not warn me about those. I look outside the window as more snowflakes just start coming out of my hair. Is it morning?
Mm-hmm. Dawn seems to have just broken.
Okay. She's kind of set her face in a very stoic expression as more kind of wintry themes start to engulf her. Straighter hair, covered in snow. She just takes a deep breath. I should figure out training or something. And she's going to rush out of her room and find someone to ask about possible training grounds.
All right. And as you do that, we're gonna rewind time a bit.
Rewind.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
Next up.
All right, Syn, your turn.
So for Syn, sleep doesn't come easy to you. You just lie there underneath the covers, very fluffy pillow, and you try to let the embrace of sleep take you. Close your eyes and you focus on just the general sounds around you. You hear rhythmic thuds on next room and decide, nope. You listen to the general merriment happening downstairs as the patrons of the tavern just continue to while their night away. And you hear them fade away gradually, replaced with a different set of conversations and voices that you unfortunately recognize and know all too well. You keep your eyes closed as you hear a door open and close, and hold your breath as you hear her voice call your name. Feel her hands on your shoulders, and feel her turn your body to face her. And as you reluctantly open your eyes, you see a taller woman. A light blue hair you've been so accustomed to seeing very wild and untamed, slicked back to her scalp and tied into a poofy bun. The piercings in her ear, usually changing depending on whether or not she sees a new shape or new color that she likes. Replaced with an elegant earpiece shaped to mimic a rabbit's ear wrapped around the helix of her ears. Eyes the color of cherry blossom petals in full spring's bloom, staring intently into yours. And for a moment, you have to resist the urge to melt then and there, before she smiles and taps your cheek, the one on the face. The love of your life, creative half of your pair, the chaos to your order, your dearest Lena. Ah, good. I was afraid you might have actually gotten sick, she says to you as she lets go. And you feel your shoulders relax before you try to shimmy against the wall and try to salvage that into a leaning pose as you watch her touch up her makeup. But since you're not, we ought to get back to the party, yeah? Can't have the guest of honor missing her own party, she adds in jest. And when you don't immediately react, she glances over to you and raises a brow as she notices the very not so subtle lingering gaze that you're giving her. I mean, how can you not? Lena usually prefers wearing a large shirt and overalls because it's not a big pain to clean fine dust out of when she's working. And, you know, a part of you is not too reluctant to go to these sorts of social functions that she drags you to. Because, you know, you get to see her wear evening gowns that, well, accentuate her elegant form. And maybe, just maybe, a very small part of you take some satisfaction in making your coworkers' jaws drop to the floor as you both walk in to whatever social gathering that she has somehow tricked you into going, be it for work or just with people you don't know. And for a moment, they see just two women, one dressed in a gown, the other opting for a more not as revealing attire, one more suited to your tastes, even though you're kind of annoyed by the fact that there's not as much of a selection when it comes to tuxedos and waistcoats and whatnot. But hey, at least it gives you a reason to let Lena just dote on you a bit. I mean, you know how to tie a bow tie, but she doesn't know that. So you just let her do it for you. And for a moment, some of your single co-workers, at the very least that you know of, see both of you walk in. And they're hopeful because, hey, these are two very, very gorgeous women. Maybe. And you feel a smirk coming on, and you have to try and fight the urge to just let it happen. Trying very, very hard to keep your face straight when they see that your hands are interlinked. Or sometimes she has draped herself on your arm. Either way, very clear signal that you two are, in fact, here together. And tonight was no different. Though you kind of appreciate her sense of fashion at the very least, because tonight she opted to wear one of her more daring options from her collection. A dark green backless form-fitting gown with a plunging neckline showing off a lot of her bronze skin, with one slit on the side that teases a view of her very formed legs. I don't know how to describe this without like being weird about it. And
Girl's fucking gorgeous.
she
All
is,
the
yes.
weird.
And for a moment you feel something stuck in your throat as you try to open your mouth and realize the futility of it all. And she just gives you a small knowing smile. Like what you see. And her voice brings you back from your observations, your musings, and you see she has now raised a knee and revealed a little bit more of her legs as she leans against the bathroom sink. And she gives you a little wink before walking past you. But not before she trails a finger along your jaw as she does so. If you're good and mingle in the party, then maybe you can see more when we get home. I'm not doing the accent, I'm sorry. And The knowing giggle and the mischievous smile she wears reveals what you both now know as you emerge from the bathroom. She's got you right where she wants you. Hook, line, and sinker. And you make your way to the hall and through a set of double doors into a space that opens up to a ballroom with a glass dome. One that has a nice view of the clouded sky. No stars tonight, unfortunately. And you can hear the music that you were hearing from the bathroom continue to entertain. And you see in one corner, on the far side of the ballroom, on a stage, a group of musicians with a collection of stringed instruments, one on a drum set, all very formally dressed, playing very slow yet classical music you don't recognize personally, but pretty certain that Lena would. And you see scattered amongst the bedroom, no, Jesus Christ. Ooh. You see amongst the ballroom, tables, both high and low, scattered throughout the space. Some people chattering amongst themselves, holding tall glasses of some kind of alcohol. Some of them by the bar just milling about. Others taking a brief respite or just watching the space themselves and just enjoying the ambience and the company. And as soon as you walked in, a very, very loud voice that you dreaded was gonna happen at one point or another. You can't, unfortunately, avoid having to face whoever this is. So you just steel yourself. And this man carried his voice from across the room and just makes a beeline for you. And as he reaches you, he puts both hands on your shoulder and goes, "Ha ha ha ha! There's the woman of the hour. We were worried you decided to dip out and go home early again. Now, see, normally I'd let you go, but seeing how this party is only possible because of you, tonight it's no can do. You have to stay the entire time. Or else you're fired." I'm just joking. You're not actually gonna get fired. Just enjoy the party. Come on, we're throwing it for you.
Then just plasters on a fake smile, nod.
There you go. You're so much prettier when you smile. You see that? Look at that. And he just he just turns you to a random person. You seem to recall this other lady working in another part of the building, but you're not really quite sure what their name was. And from the look that they gave this man that seems to be addressing the both of you, her and her companion, she just goes, "Oh, yes, she's very pretty," and just trails off and just takes one one huge drink from her glass and just goes, if you'll excuse me, and just wanders off. And kind of a little painful because that when he put his hands on your shoulders, that kind of hurt a bit. So yeah, you kind of try to get away from him, but his grip on your shoulder is just like, it's like a fucking vice. And you kind of wonder how a portly middle-aged man that sports an impressive mustache manages to just kind of have that kind of grip. I mean, you know, Duchenne, he really is in his element during these social functions. You try to avoid them a lot because of not necessarily because of him, but just like, you know, it's not your kind of venue. The only reason you're here is because of Lena. And she just looks at this and just meets your gaze for a quick moment, and she goes, well, I suppose you'll be doing your rounds then. I'll be here when you're done. Okay?
Nods with a look that screams, "Save me."
And she just wordlessly replies and waves as Duchesne, sorry, not Duchenne, Duchesne leads you away. And she goes, I'll make it back to you. I'll make it back up to you when we're home, okay?
Then tries to nod as she's like drug away.
So, would you describe how you would react to your manager just kind of dragging you to different parts of the ballroom, introducing you to people you recognize, and both not necessarily because they work in the department, but because you know some of these names, and their influence is kind of well known amongst your circles. Investors, rich people in positions of power that could make or break the survival of your project. And to each of these people, you're introduced and they just go
Yeah. Syn is definitely like, if her work is basically on the line, which it sounds like it's kind of what you're going for, doing everything she can to be like not the awkward introvert being forced to socialize.
Mm-hmm. So when they extend their hands to shake, you also shake.
Mm-hmm.
When they tell jokes, you would you would kind of laugh even though you probably don't find it at all funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And
Literally an introvert's hell.
Mhm.
and you know, every once in a while you try to find Lena in the ballroom. Just kind of you're just kind of using her as a lighthouse at this point. Just to kind of try and figure out, okay, if you can get away, this is the route that you're gonna take to get back to Lena. Because, you know, this kind of ass kissing probably probably more of Jack Duchesne's style, not yours.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you've shaken hands with so many people and laughed. Maybe not. You give them a pity laugh at jokes that aren't really all that funny, but Duchesne just like he just like full on belly laughs, like fucking leg slapping, going like that's a good one. Always the Joker, this one. And you can kind of gauge how important these people are depending on how long you linger, or more specifically how long Duchesne forces you to just interact with these people. And at one point, you know, it's they just like they keep shoving drinks in your hand, and they're just like, hey, it's a party, let's celebrate, come on, have a toast with us. And you don't know if it's the drinks that are doing this, if you're kind of getting inebriated, but all the faces just kind of, at one point, they just kind of blur into the one general profile. And you're kind of starting to not feel all that good. And you blink, and you have to squint, because now you realize there's a light on your eyes. And you realize that you're on the stage, holding yet another tall glass of some kind of alcohol. And Duchesne is right next to you with a mic. And you try to look for Lena at the crowd that's gathering in front of the stage, because they just the musicians at this point have just continued their providing ambience for the space, and then they hear, if I may have your attention, please. Yes, right here. Eyes on me. Eyes on me. And right here. Yep. All right. Okay. Okay. So. And you just hear Duchesne just clear his throat multiple times. And you're just forced to stand there awkwardly as more people and at this point attention of the entire ballroom is set to the stage. And you finally find Lena, and you make a mental note to yourself that after whatever the hell Duchesne is planning now, think that you're gonna excuse yourself finally, and think you're just about filled up on your socializing with strangers quota, and you'd very much like to go home now, please. And you see Duchesne raising his glass, and he goes, "Now then, many of you, the life that a possibility where one day the world will not depend on crude oil or fossil fuels or any other non-renewable resource is but a distant dream, but I tell you now, I'm telling you, it's because of this lady here. Our very own Cinder. This woman. And I know she's not wearing a gown, but you know, ladies can look hot in suits too, okay? Just
Oh.
Just don't tell my wife I said that. And few people in the crowd just laugh uncomfortably at that. And they just go yeah. Anyway, this lady here is not just a lady with looks. She is a lady with a brain. Because it is because of this woman that distant dream of saving our planet, or at the very least making all of mankind not rely as heavily on oils and fossil fuels and that kind of shit. Pardon my language. I'm drunk. Thanks to her, we may have discovered something. A breakthrough. And she may have possibly provided us with a final piece of the puzzle. The solution to mankind's biggest problem. Anyway, I don't want to take all the glory, but she's in my department, so
Ugh.
Anyway, let's raise a glass. A toast to Dr. Cinder. And he raises his glass. And the crowd follows suit. Do you follow?
Trying to think of what you're actually supposed to do here, and I don't know, so probably. At least not like as obviously, but kind of like half-hearted, you know, like you do at a bar.
Mm-hmm. You're just toasting. And as you raise your glass and close your eyes, hoping against all hope that please, for the love of all that is holy, let this end. You feel hot, a little warm under the collar, and you're not quite sure if that's because of the spotlight that's on the stage, but no, this is different. The heat is uncomfortable, yes, but what is making you feel tight around the throat is, and you just open your eyes in relative darkness, except for the 3 beams of light that's you can see out of before you cover it. You want to get out, but you can't. You know you can't. So if you go out there, you'd die. And at least here, inside, you'd have a chance of surviving. You just hope that the fire won't reach you from here. But it seems more likely that you're going to suffocate. So you sit on the floor, the base of the closet that you've hid yourself behind the one of the empty lockers. And that was in that closet. And you hope that anyone will find you. Or at the very least, the letter, the message to Lena that you have on your phone, at the very least, survives. And you reflect on this as you sit on the floor. Try and preserve as much oxygen as you can. Try and figure out, how could this have happened? You didn't hear the fire alarm going off. The sprinkler system didn't seem to activate. And it's very strange to you that there doesn't seem to be any, at the very least, you can't hear anything above the roar of the flames. You can't hear any sirens indicating that fire department might not have arrived. But with the size of the flames that you saw out there, they should have noticed, right? Someone would have noticed. And you feel a pang of dread overtake you as you realize years of your life gone, burned, burning. Any progress you might have made, the papers that you spent countless nights over, just trying to decipher, or not decipher, trying to incorporate it in your own research. Until you found one paper from a Dr. Eliza Wells that inspired you. Why did it come so late? And you cough, and it's painful. And you think to yourself, I don't want to die here. I don't want to leave Lena alone. And you wake up to the pillow over your head. The smothering feeling that you were experiencing coming from the covers that you have somehow managed to wrap around yourself. As you find yourself back in your room in the dreamscape.
Is there a trash can in this room?
Yes.
She's immediately gonna vomit in it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That was... Oh. Oh.
Big oof.
Welcome to the dreamscape.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know how you found, like, my IRL personal hell, but good for you.
Yeah.
And for Oscar, Alexandra, and Liliana, it's... No. For Oscar, no. For Alexandra, at the very least. Sleep came to you relatively easily. Wasn't too difficult, but you thankfully had an uneventful time. Liliana, on the other hand, you don't really remember much of your dream, and you kind of chalk that up to just regular dream things. When you wake up, you don't really remember much of your dream unless it was a very vivid dream or a fucking nightmare. To you, this was... It felt different. Even more different than when Xinivrae would speak to you. It's just some kind of dark. It's just darkness surrounding you. And you just don't...
Oh, good.
You can't really see your hand even when you stretch it out in front of you.
Oh, so it's like pitch black.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
You can't see anything, but I'd like you to make a perception check for
Well,
me.
perception's more than just seeing.
That's true.
Could be hearing.
All right.
Could
Un
be
momento.
Ooh.
Could be touch.
All right. 15.
15. Okay, so with the 15, you are suddenly aware of this pressure. It's not crushing you per se, but it feels heavy.
Hello?
And when you try to speak, you hear your voice just reverberate. You hear a haunting echo of your hellos just repeating over and over.
Ugh. Can't remember if this character has a light spell or not. Could I was like, can I try to thaumaturgy to like make a little flash of light?
You can try.
All right, she's gonna cast thaumaturgy.
And as you try to channel the energy, to weave this light into existence, it works. Before it just goes snuffed out. And you feel something brush against your arm.
She will quickly like jerk over to the side. Who's there?
And you just see a nice golden thread disappear into the darkness.
Not a dragon this time, though.
Golden thread.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pursue it?
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah, she's gonna try to pursue it. It's the only thing that she can see.
So, amidst this darkness, this golden thread is the only thing that's just not, is the only thing that you can see, which is peculiar because you can't see your own hand. Even when you look down, you just see nothing. You just see darkness.
Oh, good.
And yet you don't seem to be making any progress. You don't seem to be closing the distance between you and this thread.
Liliana's like, okay, no more drinking for me.
Before it was just, while you were following it, just kind of like it's kind of like wispy, a little flowy. And at some point it grows taut.
I'm gonna can I reach for it? Is it like close now?
No, it's just there. You try to reach for it and nothing. You don't feel anything. You don't feel the texture. And you hear on your, like, very close to your ear, why?
Why? Who's there?
Why did you enter her dream?
I did. I'm sorry, did she say, why did you enter her dream?
Why did you end her dream?
End her dream. Oh. She kind of like freezes up at that. I didn't want to. I tried not to.
Yet you did.
She took my body.
I
It wasn't perfect.
And you feel a gust of wind blow past your ear, sending the thread up, up, and you notice a pair of eyes.
Do they look familiar?
No, they don't.
Oh.
At the very least, you think they're eyes. They're eye-shaped. And it is looming very high up.
Can I try to summon the Maiden's Lament?
You can try.
All right, she'll make her motion to try to reach through the portal and grab her whip.
And you feel purchase. And as you do this, the one thread that you saw that you were following splinters and spreads into many more. And they
Kinda.
wrap around these eyes.
Who are you?
You don't know?
No. I mean, I think you're Shoxy, but that can't be.
No. I'm the one who gave her her dream.
Oh,
I made
no.
her dreams possible.
You're the queen of the abyss.
And as you utter those words, you see an impossibly huge form draped in all kinds of golden trinkets. You see these eyes that you were looking at, crying tears of gold as the threads spin around her. Giving her, at least her upper half, a form that you can see within the darkness.
So is this what you're gonna intimidate me now, or?
Little Dreamweaver, I don't need to intimidate you. I'm here to reveal the truth. Nothing is as it seems.
That I actually do believe.
And you see her lips curl into a smile. Then you do not believe the oracle?
I know an awful lot of people can't give me a straight answer. Too many people don't know what's going on.
They wouldn't. Because she keeps the truth from them.
The Oracle?
And she doesn't answer. Open your eyes to the truth. Find
Last time someone said that to me, I got enslaved.
Find me. And I will make your dreams possible. I will make them perfect. And the threads unravel. She closes her eyes, and you're plunged into darkness once more. And you feel a tug. And you are jerked awake.
Oh. She immediately puts both hands up to clutch at her head. Ow. Oh, infinite powers, and I still get hangovers.
And I'd like you to make a perception check with disadvantage, please.
All right. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, it's an 18.
It's an 18.
Disadvantage.
I know.
Oh, okay.
19 and 18.
Oh,
Nice.
fair enough.
And with an 18, you feel something at the back of your neck. Just a familiar brushing sensation.
Reach back and feel at her neck.
And you feel like a rough thread. Like substance. Or not substance, item.
Oh, my necklace?
No, no,
Oh.
this seems to be stuck to somewhere at the base of your the back of your head.
Oh, like in my skin?
Seems like it.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, where does that thread go? She is, like, almost panicking as she looks.
Are you gonna try and pull at it? You
I
tug
mean,
it free?
yeah. Like, she tugs at it a little bit to see, like, how in there it is.
Okay,
Does
so
it hurt?
yeah, so you just take like 1 point of damage as you tug at it, and
Shit.
you bring it around and you see a golden thread glinting from the from the morning light, glinting in your hands.
Is it like a short thread, or does this thread go somewhere?
This seems to like extend from somewhere, but like it looks like one end of it was in the back of your neck, and the other end, as you try to like follow it with your eyes, it suddenly like flies out of your hand and just fade. You watch it just like it looks like it literally faded out of existence.
But I can still feel it in my neck, I presume.
No.
No.
You
Oh.
just feel like a stinging sensation where you had it.
Where I tugged on it.
Mhm.
All right. She is going to, much like someone a room down, grab like the chamber pot and just start throwing up. Like, and not so like this is more from like the hangover still affecting her, but like also that was fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so she is gonna vomit a couple times.
Everybody's having a good morning.
Oh no, we're not having a good morning. This morning sucks.
Yeah, Alexander. When are you all going to meet down for breakfast?
Liliana is at the table with a hand over her eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryella was gonna train, but she'll join everyone for breakfast. Just kind of very quiet.
Me, the only one coming down okay. Like, jeez,
Yeah.
you guys look
Then-
cheerful this morning.
Syn is at the table repeatedly downing the same flask over and over.
Sounds you guys were not kidding about those vision things, huh?
Oh, did
Yeah,
you
fuck
have one?
those.
Yeah. Well, they don't happen every night. Good news, but when they do, yeah.
That's good.
Hey, I've got a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever order a drink again, take it away from me.
Is this like a serious request, or is this one of those like joking things where you say you're never gonna drink again, but you actually just drink again?
I'll tell you what, if drinking gives me dreams like I had last night, don't ever give me a drink again.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
Nope. Oh.
You want to talk about it?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't see Xinivrae though. That's good news.
That's good. That's good.
Xinivrae?
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
And you and at the mention of that name, you hear like a gasp from outside. You hear like a glass shattering.
Oh, is that like
Liliana kind of like leans in to bring like the volume of the table down. Okay.
is that like someone who should not be named or something?
Yeah, she who must not be named. That's a good way
okay.
of putting it.
Okay, got it.
Fucking pulled
Yeah. I mean,
Syn
but-
rolls
pretty
her
much.
eyes so far you're convinced they'll get stuck in her skull.
All right. So here's the deal. Y'all were in the real world, and then you fell asleep and you woke up under the tree, right?
Yes, I mean for me, yeah.
Syn, same for you. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay. Am I relatively close?
yeah, close
Okay.
enough.
So I didn't wake up under the tree first. I woke up somewhere else first.
Oh wait, so did I.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you speak to a very sexy demon lady?
No.
Okay, then you did not wake up where I woke up.
Okay.
Did
So-
you speak to someone sexy?
I mean it was 3 women. I suppose it was kind of hard to see. They were different. There's a lot of light. But I imagine that they were probably pretty. They weren't
Okay.
demons, I guess.
Well, that's good.
They didn't look like demons anyway.
All right. Well, my lady was a demon, or a demoness, and she may have promised me my wildest dream come true
Oh.
in exchange for my servitude.
You know, like every book says that's a bad idea to do.
Okay, I thought I was dreaming. To be fair, I thought, who cares? It's a dream. It'll be funny. We'll see where
Which,
it goes.
To be fair, you were.
You know what? That's reasonable. I was dreaming.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so it turns out we're actually in the dreamscape, and it actually did kind of happen. I was given, well, this.
You wanted to be a demoness yourself?
Well, not exactly. That's just the form she decided on. But yeah. So, she's been possessing my body as of late when I don't do things exactly the way she likes it.
What?
Yeah.
Does the Oracle know about this?
Yeah.
She's okay with this?
No.
Oh.
I would say no one's really okay with it. Everyone is basically like, well, it's a good thing you're a Dreamweaver, or we'd probably just kill you. This Xinivrae is her name, is not what you call popular here. She may
Okay.
have started a cult a couple times and almost wiped the place out a few times.
Oh.
So, lately she's been taking to tormenting me in my dreams, but not last night. Last night I would talk to someone else. Someone worse.
Worse?
Yeah, I think so. The Queen of the Abyss.
What do you mean the Queen of
sounds
the
bad.
Abyss?
She's the one who makes the nightmares.
Huh. Okay.
She spoke to me last night.
Wait, so this is like our sworn enemy, kind of?
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking of it.
So she talked to you.
She did.
Okay, what did she ask you to join her nightmare army or something?
No, she said she'd make my dream perfect if I would seek her out.
Just like your other she who shall not be named offered?
Well, she just offered me all my wildest dreams come true. But yeah.
That's, I mean, that any different than making a dream perfect?
Well, I don't know. It's not important. What is important is when I woke up, there was a... She reaches back and touches it. There was a thread attached to my neck.
Thread?
I don't know how to describe it. A golden thread was attached to my neck. And when I
still there,
she lowers down her top enough to show you. I don't know, is it?
I don't excuse me, I don't see one.
All right, then I guess not. I tugged on it and it really hurt when I did that, so that wasn't good. And then as I was holding it, it kind of just vanished.
You're certain, no offense, you were very drunk when I met you. You're certain this was not, weird after effects?
No, I'm not certain of that.
Okay.
I
been
very much
drunk
hope.
before, and I've never thought something was attached to my neck.
It was a weird dream. It wasn't like a nightmare or one of the visions that we get. It wasn't even like going to talk to Xinivrae. This was different. And I still had access to my abilities. That's what was really different. When I go to talk to Xinivrae, I can't do any of my powers.
These powers of this dream world is very strange if we can't do our powers all the time. This doesn't make a very good dream world.
Yeah, you're gonna find out this place is not the best dream world.
Okay, fair enough, I guess.
I
guess if you have people that are offering to give you your wildest dreams, despite the fact you're in a dream world and should be able to dream your wildest dreams, I suppose that would then make this not the best dream world.
Listen, I thought it was just a dream. I didn't think making a deal with her would actually do anything. But yeah. So.
Okay, so you talk to a bad guy.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds like you're a person you talk to, maybe not a bad guy?
I mean,
people, I'm sorry, you talk to?
I hope not. I hope they're not bad guys. I look as I try to find the names again because they are weird Gaelic names.
Did they tell you that they would give you something in exchange for servitude?
No, they just said that I was chosen as a Dreamweaver and they were going to kind of help me be able to be a good Dreamweaver.
Oh.
It was kind of quick, actually.
Wow.
They introduced themselves. I don't really know what they gave me exactly. I mean, I guess there's this flail, but that's I don't know what else they really gave me. But they said that, go off and they talked to me later if they had more things to ask of me. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I didn't make any agreement. I just went, okay, and then off I was, and all of a sudden I woke up and was under a tree.
You didn't have to, put a necklace on or anything?
No.
Okay.
You.
Liliana looks pissed off.
Is that what you had to do?
I had to put a necklace on to symbolize taking it. It turned into, she kind of fidgets with her collar. Turned into that.
Oh.
It didn't look like that when I put it on, I want to point out.
And I'd like you to Ryella, I'd like you to make a perception check for me really quick.
Okay. Hold on one second. Where is my my perception? I think I have decent perception, but I don't remember.
What class are you, Ryella? I forget.
I am cleric.
Cleric, that's right.
So my perception that's persuasion, Sarah. It's +8.
Oh, nice.
That is a 16 plus 8 is 32.
24.
No, 24. Sorry. 24. I can't do math.
It's okay.
24.
I can't either. It's okay. It's Pride Month. Don't worry about it. Math doesn't exist during Pride Month.
Yes.
That's true.
And as Liliana describes her situation to you, Ryella, you do you can't help but notice the you see the choker, and you can't help but notice like there's like discoloration around it, but it's not like splotches of discoloration. It's more like it's too clear, but it looks like an interwoven chain, just like extending from the choker and just kind of like wrapping around where it meets Liliana's skin.
So, wait, sorry, I'm just trying to get the image in my head. There's like a faint chain mark on the choker and that bleeds into her I'm kind of sorry.
So like
I think
so
like
it's
an
coming
ethereal
from
chain?
it's like coming from the choker. Like it looks like they're
Oh.
bruise marks, but they're shaped into like chains. And they're just kind of like they look like they're coming from the choker and just kind of like wrapped around Liliana's neck.
Okay.
Yeah, her choker is basically putting a series of bruises on her neck that look like chain
chains.
marks.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Riella's gonna look a little closer at this.
Yes.
Okay, Dream World. Is that your neck?
She like reaches up and touches at her neck.
Was that a chain at one point?
And you
She
just,
gets a
as
little
you,
uncomfortable.
As you feel it, you do feel certain like indentations.
Yeah. When last time I spoke with her, I tried to defy her and she choked me a little bit.
Obviously not what you wanted to happen.
No. Oh, this is so awkward. Look, the deal was I would get a body that matched my soul. And
Oh.
yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be a tiefling, but whatever. She was beautiful and I liked it, so it was fine. But yeah, it's not great. But I tried to stand up to her last time her and I talked, but like I say, I don't have any of my powers when I'm there, so
Well, that's not fair.
I would agree. I would agree heavily with that.
Okay.
She would not. She thinks she's living up to her end of the deal.
So, you're She kind of looks awkwardly at the rest of the group, trying to like gauge everybody's kind of reactions. And decides kind of to shake her head. Maybe I'll ask you later.
Sure.
So this person's bad news then. Are they a nightmare? Is she a nightmare?
We don't think so. No one talks about her like she's a nightmare. They talk about her like she's something else, something foreign to the dreamscape, something invading it.
Invading.
It's how people talk about her.
Okay. Well, I mean,
listen, she can hear everything I'm saying. I'm probably going to pay the price for this conversation at some point, so you might as well ask your questions while I've already earned it.
Liliana, I'd like you to make another perception check, actually.
Back.
make them perception checks.
Inspo.
That's why I always have high perception.
How about 17?
17. Okay, so with the 17, when ever since coming to the dreamscape, you've felt like there's been a presence, eyes, watching the back of your head, and you presume that to be Xinivrae, keeping tabs on you, but you actually notice, since this morning, you don't feel it.
I don't feel it.
You don't feel that you don't feel eyes in the back of your head. You don't feel like that kind of pressure on your soul, so to speak. Like within you, at the very least. And for the first time since coming here, you actually feel very light. Like comfortable in your own skin.
So yeah, you'll notice like a flicker of recognition in Liliana's face then as she says out loud that she's certain that Xinivrae is watching, and then kind of